We are reading Zane and the Hurricane, and we are on chapter 9. Oh, I'm on the wrong chapter. This is chapter 11. There's 6, 8. All right, 9. Chapter 9 is called Trapped. Bandy tugs at my pant leg, frantic to drag me back inside. Knees shaking, I slam the door and turn the lock as if this will keep the water out. And it does, for about 10 seconds. Then the rising flood gushes through the gaps under the door. The pressure of it throbs against the door panel like something alive. Water squirts through the keyhole and around my fingers, and a whole lot more water gushes over the seal of the broken window. Like some huge faucet that can't be turned off. Think. Rising water. What am I supposed to do? What did Grammy say? Rising water drove us up into the attic, she said, pointing at the square panel in the ceiling. Imagine me climbing through that little hole in the ceiling. Well, I did. There must be a ladder. But where is it? There's no room for a ladder in the cupboard where Grammy keeps her canned goods. Maybe she got rid of the ladder because she can't climb it anymore. Maybe it's broke, or maybe she keeps the ladder outside in the yard, in which case it's already floated away. Ladder or no ladder, I have to do something. The water is almost to my knees, which makes it hard to move. Heart slamming, I slog through the flood. Fighting my way into the kitchen, Bandy, splashing ahead of me, leaps onto the kitchen table and wags his tail like he's discovered something important, and maybe he has. Good idea, boy. I grab the rickety table and drag it into the hallway. Under the opening in the attic, shaking like a leaf, I climb onto the table, standing on my toes with my arms stretched high. I'm able to push up the panel that covers the attic opening, and I shove it aside. It's black up there and boiling hot. Steaming air pours down from the attic into the hallway. Even standing on the table in the opening is still too high for me to climb up and inside. I can't quite get a grip. Bandy, wait here, okay? Good dog. I leave him on the table looking puzzled while I slog back into the kitchen and grab a wooden chair that's already starting to float away. Water's up to my thighs and still rising, almost, but not quite high enough to make the table float. I have to do this quick or it'll be too late. Don't panic, I tell myself, just do it. Not so easy when water is pouring in the windows and under the doors and streaming through every crack in the old house. Pushing hard, I slog back to the hallway and prop the chair up on top of the table. Bandy instantly jumps into the chair as far as he can get away from the rising water as possible. Smart boy, I tell him, you first. I climb onto the wobbly table and grab him in my arms, and for once he doesn't squirm. Balancing on the tippy chair, I boost Bandy the wonder dog up into the attic. With the added height of the chair under my feet, I'm able to poke my head and shoulders into the attic. It isn't as I thought, totally dark. It isn't as I thought, totally dark up there. A little daylight is coming through a vent on one side of the building, making me slightly less afraid. Not that I'm really scared of the dark. The nightlight in my bedroom went away at least a year ago. But there's something about total blackness dark that makes my stomach clench. Bandy paws skittering on the rafters around the opening, desperately licking my face, urging me to join him. That's my plan, but now is when I wish I had put more effort into gym class. Mr. Kamadi, the gym teacher, made us hang from a bar and see how many chin-ups we could do. I could barely do one. So I made some joke about the whole thing being lame and refused to try it again. Mr. Kamadi, he shrugged and said, "It's up to you, Zane. I can't make you stronger, but you can if you put a little effort into it." I never did. Put a little effort into it. What's the point? To be ready in case a flood chases you into your great-grandma's attic in New Orleans? No way. Stuff like that doesn't happen. Except it did. And now I have to do a chin-up because my life depends on it. No choice but to grab a hold of the rafters and pull myself into the attic to escape from the rising water. Go on, do it. Now or never, chin-up or drown, your choice. My whole body is shaking, a kind of heart-slamming weakness that makes it hard to stand up without my knees knocking, let alone hoist myself into the attic. But on the very first try, I pull myself up through the opening, no problem. I lie there in the attic sweating like a pig, with the rafters poking me in the back and Bandy happily licking my face. Amazing. Apparently, being afraid to die makes you strong, or at least able to do one very important chin-up. My eyes gradually adjust to the dimness. The attic is hot as an oven and really small. In the center, there's a roof peeking up, barely enough room for me to turn over and crawl. Except for a few boards near the center of the attic, there's no floor over the rafters. Slip and your knees will go straight through the ceiling, just like in the cartoons. Bandy barks at the opening. I peek over the edge into the hallway below and see something so amazing, so awful, that despite the terrible heat, a chill goes through me. The water is still swirling in the house, still rising another few feet, and it will pour into the attic. We're trapped, me and Bandy, trapped in the attic with no way to get out. Then I remember something Grammy said. She was telling me the story about escaping the flood. Henry brung him a little hatchet in case we had to chop through the roof. Too bad I didn't think of that. Not that I'd ever seen a hatchet around the house. But what if they left it up in the attic for the next storm? What if that hatchet's been lying here in the dark all these years waiting for me to find it? I scramble over to the rafters, searching for the hatchet. All right, guys, that was chapter 9. So we're going to go